Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
So today what we will do is we will see the marketing campaigns. How the marketing actually works. This is called marketing to return on investment. So if you remember properly, I was saying that initially we will cover the support cases part and then I said I'll take up marketing to ROI. And then we decided that we will see the lead conversion. This is called lead to quote. And then we will see the first. We'll see the procure to pay and borrow to cash. Along with the record report and the reports for all the cases. So, since we have completed the support cases, now I wanted to show you the reports which would be available for the support cases. So if you go into the reports, you either can click on these reports, so it will open up the entire reporting structure. So here what you will do is so you have the cases. So if you click on this, you will have all the reports available. So this is your open case analysis. You've got open case analysis. You've got closed case analysis, open case escalations. How many cases have been escalated in a case activity by support rep? So each support rep, you can actually see who is doing what. See, if you see, Roger Brown is the support rep and he's got 3 cases. And what is the initial response time for these cases? Initial response time is 6 minutes 43 seconds. Average time to assign 1 minute and 20 seconds. So on an average, how many minutes is this guy taking for each case? For how many minutes is he taking to respond for each case? Likewise, you can. Actually, this is for the month of March. So you can go back and see from the month of December 2023. Click on refresh. So this will actually, there is no data as of now because this Roger Brown has got only 3 cases and in total I think we have only 3 cases. And that's the reason it is not. I mean, it is not giving you the data, but that is how you actually see the data. You see this, only 3 or 4 cases are available and one is escalated to Roger Brown. So now what we'll do is let me grab it. So once I grab this case now, this is assigned to me, correct. Let's go back to the case. Activity by support rep. Somebody has changed the name. That's it. Apart from that, everything is still. This is the same. These are the same cases that we have created on our own. So only somebody has changed from that. What local name Roger Brown? That's it. So the system looks fine. Now let's go back to the case, represent case activity by a rep and refresh it. Once you refresh your report, you will see that there are 4 cases assigned now. And then average time to assign is 2 days and 6 hours. Now the reason behind that is the case was created last Friday and we have not assigned it till now. So out of those 4 cases, if you see like 8, it's been 8 days now. So for the 4 cases, on an average, we are taking 2 days and 6 hours for the cases to be assigned. So that is what is happening. because we have assigned the case rep now. It is already assigned to Roger Brown. If you see, let's go back to the list. It is assigned to Roger Brown already. And that is the reason you will see this activity average time to assign and everything. And then you can click on this customize option. And here is where you actually can bring in some fields, like in support. If you click on the support average time lapsed. Now I can bring this onto this average time lapsed here. So I want to see my report. This is a custom report that I'm creating now. So there were only a couple of fields which were there. Let us say I want to see the date created also. I put in the date created. And then you can move these fields to the end left also. You can click on this and it just gets moved towards the. So I want it to be extreme. Let's say I want that to be on the first page actually. So you can preview this report. And when you see, you will see that the date created is there now. So this is how we customize the reports. So when you click on customization, whatever fields that you have over here, you know the support rep under the support rep. If you want the alternate phone number or the email address of the support rep, you can actually bring that onto the screen. Likewise under the cases, what do you want? Probably you want a case priority or the case status. What exactly is the status of the case now? So where is the status? We have status. If you scroll down, you will have it. Case stage, case status, all these things you can actually see and bring them up here. Stat. I can click on this. I can bring the status here. And then I can save this report or I can preview this. So this is the status of the case now. This is in progress, not started escalated. So this is how you can view the reports. Now, if you check these options at the bottom, you have these options for all the reports actually. You can either collapse or you can expand the view, or if you click on this, you will get the chart. So you know what is the initial response time. It has exceeded 2 days because we have not escalated this. All this will be visible to you. Or if you click on this, it will take you to the Excel sheet. This report will come in an Excel sheet and you can open the Excel sheet and see all the fields would be there actually on the Excel sheet. This is how it looks like. POV Furniture is the name of the company. Case customer activity by support rep. Who is the support rep? All these things you can actually see that you can bring it onto a PDF or you can bring it onto a document. You can print this or you can email this as well. You click on this option. It will lead you to you can put in the email address and then you can email the report. Any questions on this, on the report? So likewise, you will have all the report. Now open case escalations. How many escalations do we have? We have only one escalation because I have escalated that to Abigail Khan. If you remember the last time when I was doing this, we have escalated one case based on the city which was created. So that is the case which is escalated. Same thing you can do. You can customize and bring in all the fields over there. And you can see the aging options also. What is the bands? 30-day bands or do you want the 60-day bands? If you do this, it will give you a 60-day band. Refresh. Here we were seeing you. This was 1 month only earlier. January to March. Now it is showing November to January. So all these are the buckets that you can actually create in the aging reports. Any questions on this? Now the other options are, if you click on more options, there is something called as more options. So if you click on that and scroll down, you will be able to select the audience to which you have to, give this report access to the roles, based on the rows, based on the access and everything. So tell me one thing, did we complete the role structure? I think we didn't do that. Roles and permissions, guys. Do you remember? No, we haven't. Then we'll have to do the roles first. Guys, I'm sorry. Let us not jump on to the marketing to ROI. I will do the roles first and then we'll do the marketing to ROI. So today we will, in the 2 hours of session, we will complete the entire role structure, how the permissions are given on the roles, and then we will jump on to the marketing to ROI. Thanks for letting me know. I was under the impression that it was done. So this is how the more options would be there. And the filters can be selected just like the saved search we have done. All these filters can be selected on the reports as well. So everything is customizable on NetSuite. You know that. That's the beauty of NetSuite. Most of the reporting structure that we have, most of the saved searches that we have, everything can be customized actually. So let us close down this report, Builder. So you understood the closed case analysis and all this. So let us go to the role structure, how the roles are defined on NetSuite. I think roles are under the support and that is the reason we did not do it. But let us do it now. So in any ERP or in any, let us say any software that you use, usually you have the roles. I mean, even if you are working in a BPO, each person will have their own role. Quality will have their own role, their own login. The access level will be different. The people who are taking calls will have a different access level. Not everybody will have the entire access to everything. So the person who has got access to everything is called as an administrator in most of the organizations, in most of the products that we're talking about. Even on NetSuite, the person with all access is called as an administrator, and that is what we have now. If you can see on the hand side, whenever you log in, you will be able to see the roles which are specified over here. So how did I get 3 roles? I have project manager, administrator and sales manager roles. So where do we have them? If you go into the employee list, or you can do it on a global search as well. I just wanted to show you all. You can search for Roger here or you can do this also. That will also fetch you the employee name. Wow, it took some time. I was confused. I don't know why it was not displayed. So Roger Brown is an employee. If I go into an employee, this is an employee form, by the way. So whenever you want to give access to anybody on NetSuite, also you guys have access now to NetSuite. So this is where they do it. There is an employee name which is provided and this is the email ID which is actually listed down. So this is the email ID usually that we use to log into NetSuite. So on this screening tenant, we are not using this email ID. Don't get confused. You might have your own email ID. However, on the NetSuite.com, whenever you go to NetSuite.com, this is the email ID that you have to use to log in along with the password that you have selected all. So this is an employee form, by the way. You can define a supervisor on an employee level. You can define what is the currency that this employee gets the salary and what are the transactions that this employee does. That is the currency. So if you scroll down, you have the email address, phone address. Those are optional, by the way. It's up to you if you want to give or not. And then you have a subsidiary. Here you can specify what is the subsidiary that this employee would actually get. And you can have employees tagged only with one subsidiary all. Like in case of chart of accounts or vendors or customers we were doing include children, if you remember. We were saying that this particular customer should belong to. Excuse me, there's 1 second. So we were saying that this particular employee should belong to parent company and include children, which means I can access that customer from 3 or 4 different subsidiaries. However, for an employee, there is only single subsidiary that you can define on an employee level. However, if they want access to different subsidiaries, as an employee, I say that I will have access only to the parent company if I'm not an administrator all. But if I want to view the records from a different subsidiary, that is where the roles and permissions come into picture. So we have 4 subsidiaries in this system now. However, according to the role, according to the employee setup which I have, I am eligible to see only the parent company. So just keep this in mind. I will show you when we are coming to the roles and permissions how to access this thing. So this you can actually define what is the location, what's the department class for this employee as well. And this is where you can have the messages set up. According to this, Roger Brown, if you have worked on a subject, if you have worked on an order, you can actually specify, you can put in an email address, you can attach certain things. This is a communication tab where you can attach certain files as well. If you see attach, you can click on this attach and attach any file from your computer and that gets stored along with that employee. This is the user notes, where you can put in a new note or view history or customize this view and do such things. Now, coming to the address tab, you can specify what would be your home address, the home address of the employee. Usually, all this information is maintained by the payroll department. They can enter the address. They will see all these things as employees and everything. So coming to the Human Resources tab, this is the tab which I have shown you, where you can convert this employee as a support representative. You can convert this employee as a sales representative. So on and so forth. So this is the entire HR tab where you can actually see that you can put the subordinates under this employee. You can see what is the work status. You can see, there are certain US contingencies that you can see. The visa type, resident status, or what is the visa expiration date. All this information can be maintained by the HR team. Authorized to work until what date? What are the rates? Also can be specified actually. So, if you can edit this, how many dollars does this employee charge per hour can be maintained in this rates tab that you have here. If you see here, you can specify what is the currency and what is the rate. You know USD, you can specify and say that this employee is going to charge her 40 per hour. You can add that and maintain it here. What is the education? What are the emergency contacts? The personal information. If the employee is married, what is the ethnicity? American, or you know what are the genders, and everything can be specified. Now, why is it that we do not have anything under this? Anybody can tell. Why are these things blank? I see gender, which is good. But why is it that marital status and ethnicity, I'm not able to get anything? Any idea, any guess? Want to try it out? Maybe they are not created. Wonderful. So marital status is a master data. And that is not created. So you can go there and if you create the list of marital status, so they are created. Are they inactive? There could be one reason behind this. If you edit, oh, this is already created. Why are we not getting it here? Human resources, personal marital status. Where is human resources lists, relationships? I think we do not have access to that. And that is the reason we are not able to see it. So just remember one thing, anytime you're not able to get data under any selection, that means that probably we do not have access to that, or maybe it's not created at all. So ethnicity, this is not there at all. Marital status page, it was there already. Bachelor, divorced, married. There is no subsidiary restriction for this also. So remain active. We'll see. Why is it not getting up? But what happens is, probably this is not defined in the system at all as a list selection. And that is the reason we were not able to see that, but now it is created. Maybe we don't have access to that at all for this role, and that's the reason we are not seeing that. So all these things can be maintained at the employee level. So there are certain things here. Expense approver, purchase approver. So what this means is, if I want to purchase something, I can put in a purchase request. Let us say I want to purchase maybe a mouse. I can put in a purchase request, but who will approve my purchase request? He will approve the purchase request from me. Likewise, I have gone to a dinner and I'm seeking a reimbursement. Who's going to approve expense approval? You can say that Abigail Khan. So whenever I put in an expense report, that will go to Abigail Khan for an approval. When I put in a purchase request, it will go to Adam John for an approval. Any questions on this? And when does it go for an approval? That is the next question. So I say that my approval limit is, my expense limit is $99, which means up to 99. As many times as possible I can use my expenses. Nobody has to approve it. Once I use $100, that is when the approval comes into picture. So usually what they do is they just put this as the one. So any expense that I do has to go for an approval. I should not be allowed to expense out anything that I want to. Likewise, you can also have the purchase limit. Let us say I'm a director of a company. So for the director, the expense limit, I can set it up as 1,000 up to $1,000. He can do anything that he wants to purchase limit. I can say 1,000. So when does it go for an approval? Only if I'm using more than 1,001. Only when I'm putting a purchase order more than 1,001. Or only when I'm doing an expense which is greater than this. Only then it will go for the approvals that you see over here. Any questions on that? So what is this? Expense approval limit and purchase approval limit. The expense approval limit is that, let us say I'm the director. So if I'm a director, I will be an approver for the other people in the company. Let us say there is a purchase manager who is reporting into me. So whatever purchase manager puts in, I approve it. So what is my approval limit? How many dollars can I approve? When I specify this, anything beyond 5,000. Let me tell you this way. A employee. B approver. Super. C approver supervisor. Correct? Even I will have a supervisor. D. So if this employee is putting in a purchase order for $49.99, then I am the approver. If it goes beyond $49.99, then it has to go to my supervisor's approval. Correct. Did you understand the point now? This is my buying capability, guys. This is my buying capability. So if I am putting in, I'm putting a purchase order for $1, then obviously it has to go to my supervisor. Or let us do this way. My expense limit is also 5,000. And my purchase limit is also 5,000. And I am the purchase approval. My purchase approval limit also same. So what I'm doing is, if I have to purchase something, I can do it till 5,000. But if my subordinate is purchasing something below 5,000, it has to come to my approval. And if he's submitting purchase order beyond 5,000, then it has to go to my supervisor for an approval. Simple. That is how this is defined. Any questions on this? So in this case, only supervisor is authorized to give the approval. Or will it again from the supervisor? Will it come in a backflow? See? It would be approved by supervisor. Good question. So there will be two buttons. One is approved, one is rejected. So if someone rejects it, then obviously it will go to the rejection. Any questions on that? The reason why I have come on to this employee screen is the access. So under the marketing, you will have soft opt-in or soft opt-out, which means if I'm an employee, do I want the company flyers and promotions and all these things to be sent out, which is the soft opt-out. Now coming to the access tab, this is where you will give access. You can click on give access, send a notification email. You say that require password change on next log and click on this. Don't set up a password yourself. They will set it up there. So click on require password change on the next login. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.